Good evening and welcome to our Raw and Real, the Rebuild session. First of all, I want to thank you all for tuning in. For us, this is an ongoing event that we'll be putting on, our Raw and Real. Just going to give you a little bit about Life Worldwide just quickly whilst we wait for some people to hook up, because I've got some messages here saying there's a few people running late. Life Worldwide, we've started this business now probably about 5 years ago. Haven't really launched it for the past sort of 2 or 3. And I can assure you one thing, that, we believe massively in just giving back and giving back to you, the community, and, doing the good things. So I'm just going to give it about 30 seconds, another minute. I'll just call it a minute because I had a lot of messages, people saying I'm just tuning in, hang in there. So we know that our community, that's for sure, the Life Worldwide community has grown immensely. And, we can't thank you enough with all your support and love and care and everything that's going on. And one thing for sure, we know that we need it. So tonight, again, I'll just quickly rehash on it. It's the rebuild session. In fact, my wife said to me, tone it down, because yesterday, or I think it was Monday, it really hit me. I dealt with a lot of people that day, and I think I just got home and she said to me, geez, you look drained, and it wasn't drained. It was that I'm trying to give more, and I know that I couldn't give any more, and I thought, well, you know what? I just need to rehash where we were many, many weeks ago, many months ago, and do another one of these sessions and the rebuild session. So it's like the band, I'm doing the test before we go, but I'm just going to give it 30 seconds, and thank you for everyone tuning in. Please ask your questions. Fire away. We've got my little assistant at the back here. We'll just pass them through and I'll answer them as best as I can. But I really want you to make some notes, gather the intel, get yourself right. And you know what? The big message here is just have a go. Don't sit back, okay? And I'm getting the green light here just to go. But if you give me 1 second. Now, as I keep saying, and I'll continually say it, Life Worldwide, we're all about giving. We will keep giving and giving and giving until we can't give anymore, right? And what I'm going to encourage you to do tonight, as of tonight, is to please be the most positive person you can, and you post up some positive stuff. One thing a day, which is 365 a year. And if we all did it with the massive community and everybody doing it, can you imagine we'll overrun the internet, we'll overrun the Facebook things that we do, and we'll be all full of positivity. So I've been told go. So thank you and welcome to Raw and Real. It's the rebuild session. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for making the time. And thank you most importantly for your love and support, for the shares, for everything that you do to become better humans, and everything that you do to help our community. Because I was just telling you that earlier this week, I had grown humans in tears. Humans, men and women, people that I never thought would shed a tear. And I could feel the pain. I'm trying to ring as many people as I can. I'm running into the people when I go for my runs. I try to get some me time. I try to put myself back together again. And I can only imagine how hard it is for people who just can't dig that little bit extra to put themselves together again. As I said, that's why I wanted to run this rebuild session. And if you can, and I encourage you, please post one thing a day, just one positive thing a day. It could be you eating your favorite food, hugging your children. It could be anything as such. Whatever you can do, and you can post that up, one thing a day, and let's drop the negativity and push the positivity. And I'm pretty sure that once we get this movement going, you're going to help all your friends and family and people around you. So if you can find it, do it. Because let's make no mistake, the virus, and I'll mention it again, is killing everything in its path. Now, we can argue about why and how. I'm not going to go into politics. I'm not going to go into the have and have-nots. I'm not going to do all that. But I will say this to you. It's killing humans, the businesses, relationships, health, family, faith, your investments, your fun, just the love, the food, the gatherings, everything gone. Disaster. And it's breaking a lot of humans, okay? It's breaking a lot of humans. Dreams are broken. Goals are busted. Weddings are finished. You probably can't even go to your own funeral. Funerals are gone. Everything. Schools, this, that, and the list goes on. And this is where my wife stepped in and said, stop. Because I was getting very angry and very animated about this whole thing. About, as I said, I'm going to try not to go into that, but the haves and the have-nots. Okay? Because you can play sport, but you can't go to a funeral. You can't do this, but you can do that. So you need to stop and think for yourself, what are we going to do about it? And that's what tonight's about. What are we going to do about it? Well, let me share it. Let me share it with you. Because one of the main things you need to do is you need to reconnect with yourself. You need to reconnect with your possibilities. You need to reconnect with who you are. And the main thing, stop listening to the wrong people. Stop listening to the noises and the garbage and everything that goes on. Because at 6 o'clock, when you put it on and you want to watch what the tally is and how many people have got it, haven't got it, what's happening, who did this and who done that, you're going to continue to listen to the wrong people. So whatever you do, please stop listening to the wrong people and start listening to the people that care for you. We're one of the greatest things you can do. Number one. And of course, remember, we're hanging on a thread. So many people are just hanging on that thread. And so many people are underwater. They're pulling their head above water. They're trying to get air. They're trying. But you know what? You need to go. You need to go deep. You need to go very deep into you. And you need to hold on. You need to hold on. You need to go into your faith. You need to go into yourself. And you need to hold on. And one of the hardest things you're going to have to do is you're going to have to answer your own 000 call. Because when you press 000, you need to answer it yourself now. Because that's how it is. And you need to start planning, what does it look like? What is it and why is it? Okay? You're going to have to administer your own medicine. And your own medicine is the positivity. It's the actions. It's what you do when you answer that call. Okay? Is it going to be messy? 100%. Is it going to be scary? Absolutely. But you know what? It will come beautiful. It will be worth it. It will be worth it. Once you administer the medicine, answer the 000, stop listening to the garbage, you start to see something. You start to be somebody again. You start to feel human again. And remember this, the light, it's in all of us, right? We need someone to trigger that spark again. That someone's you. That's what you're going to go on YouTube and find or read or do or go or whatever you're going to do. You need to trigger the spark, which triggers the courage. That's the trigger. No other trigger. Build, boom, press the button, go for it. Trigger that courage. You need to make it happen, okay? Because why? The calendar and the clock doesn't stop for anyone. I've said it a million times. You know this. We know this, okay? That doesn't stop for nobody, no matter what. And there's three types of people. They watch what happens, they're wondering what happens, or they make it happen. You would have heard this before and you hear it again. Who are you going to be? Are you going to be the make it happen? Are you going to sit there and scratch your head and try to wonder? Or are you going to sit back and watch? That's the decision you have to make about the person you're going to become. And there's no more of you going into the room of failure. Don't go hanging around with failure. Don't go hanging around with losers, with negativity, with rubbish, with contamination. You can't do that. People say to me, well, sometimes, it's easy for you to say this. And no, it's not. I do a positive video every day. I run in that river every day. I get up every day at 5 o'clock, rain, hail, or shine. There's days that I can't do the stupid video because it's raining and it's pouring. But I know who's going to be out there when it's cold. I know who's going to be out there when it's hot. And I know who's going to be out there when the sun is shining. You need to dig deep and not wait for the sun to come up. Be the sun, be the fire, be the light. It's as easy as that. And it's as hard as that to get it done. You need to feel the fire burning. You need to feel that again. You have to do it again. You need to build the strength to get this done, right? You can't just get up and say, well, I'm just going to go and do it. You need to know. And you need to know this. Nobody's coming to get you. Nobody's coming to help you. It's you. You got to kick yourself out of bed. You got to put yourself to bed. You got to start doing the good things yourself. You need to start understanding it and start building the strength. Because that's where we're at. I mean, the big question was, okay, so you're going to rebuild, Harry. We're going to rebuild. Yeah, we're going to rebuild. Well, how do we rebuild? When I've got this problem, that thing, this thing happened, bang, 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 a million things going on, right? You know how you start rebuilding? You start rebuilding with who you are now. Not who you were, not who you think you're going to be, or what it looked like, or what it should have been. Because you know what? It's not going to help you. You need to work out who you are right now. Are you the failure? Are you the cheater? Are you the liar? Are you the person that's overweight? Are you the hater? Are you the skinny one? Are you the one that doesn't know? Are you the one that plays dumb, acts dumb, thinks this, doesn't do that? Who are you right now? Start with that. Blank piece of paper. This is who I am now. You start building. Number one thing to build. Kill your ego. Kill your ego and start building the new you. The ego needs to go. Drop your ego. People say to me, how do you know this and what about that? I deal with an enormous amount of people on a daily basis. I deal with businesses, high net worth individuals, hard done by people. I'm dealing with some friends who are incarcerated. I deal with others. I deal with my family. I have to go and see my mother for 15 minutes as if she's a locked up prisoner, but I'm blessed to get 15 minutes. Okay? And my mentors, the people that I'm reaching out to at high levels that are giving me this medicine saying, don't lay down. Don't lay down. Don't take it. Keep pushing forward. You need to start building the new you. Get rid of your ego and start building the new you. Who do you want to be? It's a hard question. It's a very hard question. But once you know that question, once you know who you want to be, you can see the picture. And when you can see the picture, you can start pushing forward. You can start then planning to be that, planning to be that person, planning to be this, planning to be that. Oh, yes, but the government done this and he said this. And let's not go there. Just understand who you want to be and answer your own question. And once you do that, watch things start to fall in place. Okay? And remember this. It's not me versus them and they done this to me and this and this. It's me versus me. You versus you. The war is between you and you. Me and me. That's how it is. That's the reality. Don't kid yourself. Don't think it's something different when it's not. It's you versus you. You know, you need to become the best version of yourself, right? How do I do that? Well, drop the noise. Drop this noise, this stuff that's happening around you. Start building empathy. Drop the ego. Build it. Remember, if you want to be very productive, and this is the rebuild session, this is about telling you the tricks and how to do it and get yourself in this motion. Work from sunrise to sunset. Try that now. Don't do the 3 days in one. Do that. Please, sunrise to sunset. The sun's coming up, get working, get cracking, get moving. Okay? The sun's coming down, pack it up. Be somebody else, relax, put yourself back together again. But sunrise, sunset, attack, kill, go for it. Be somebody, do something. And the next thing is this. Stop trying to please the world. In other words, stop trying to please everyone. You can't be everything to everyone. Stop. Relax. Every time you see something, you want to comment on it, you become a matter expert, or you want to jump into this argument, or you want to correct this person, or do this, or do that. Stop it. Don't try to be everything to everyone. It doesn't work. Build yourself up piece by piece. Little chunks, little pieces, one nail, one hammer, one screw, one little thing. Every opportunity you get, start building yourself back up again, because you have been damaged. Things have gone down. There's no secret. There's nothing about that. But you need to have the survivor mentality. You need to push through. Excuse me. You need to push through. You need to go and take the punishment and do the work. At the moment, nobody wants to be injured anymore. I don't want to be hit anymore. I don't want to be hurt anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. You've got to push through. You've got to dig deep. You've got to find it inside you. And that goes back to this. Shutting down the noise. Getting away from the people that have been in the wrong room. Excuse me. You need to take the punishment and move forward. Unfortunately, that's how it is. I mean, look at all your weaknesses. You know what they are. You know what the weaknesses are that you haven't got. Start putting treatment on them. Start bit by bit. Treatment, fix it. It's like, you need to paint the house. You start here, you move there, you do this. one thing at a time, but start treating yourself. Don't leave it untreated because you know it's going to happen. It's going to get contaminated. And I say it all the time. When it gets contaminated, it oozes, it smells, it becomes horrible, it spreads, and nobody wants to be near you. So start with that. Greatness needs to be achieved no matter what. Keep pushing forward. Greatness. Start achieving it, looking at it, okay? And the courage, you need focus. You need to know why. And you know what? We all got 24 hours. Today's 24 hours. What will you do? How are you going to show up? How did your 24 hours go? Why was mine different than yours? Why? Did I do more? Did I do less? Did you do more? Did I? Whatever. But we all got the same 24 hours. Perfect is not important anymore. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be this perfection. Because you know what? We ain't got time for perfection. At the moment, having a go matters. Not being perfect. Having a go matters. That's what matters. And if you're not having a go, then you're never going to be perfect. So you need to start re-engineering your thinking and start understanding how it all works. And this is a big one. This is something that has been big for me, something that I've been preaching, something that I work with people one-on-ones when I do my one-on-ones, and that's the rusting on the inside. Everything looks good on the outside. You know, it's all good. It's all good. It's all the brave. But the insides are seizing up. It's rust. It's becoming contaminated. It's the negativity inside you. It's all the hate that's coming in your ears. It's starting to go in and starting to disease you. You have to make sure that you're cleaning up your insides. How do you do that? Clean your heart, clean your mind, clean your health, and watch things start to cleanse. If you don't do that, you can't move forward. You'll keep going, and you'll seize up. Things will come back to haunt you. Things will pop up that you know why they're there. And remember this, you go everywhere you go. You can't just put yourself and hide, I'll turn up with somebody else. That's the different person. So today you're this, tomorrow you're her, you're him next day, you're this person. You're confusing yourself. People don't know who you are and what you are. Remember, everywhere you go, you take yourself with you. So, you know what? Bring the best version of yourself all the time. Courage, you hear it. Resilience, your priorities. That's essential. These are essential building tools. You can't go and build something with no tools. Okay? You just turn up, I don't know what I'm doing. It's not good enough. Get your priorities right. Number one, get your priorities right. They talk about essential services. That's why they're allowed to work. What's your essential service? Where are you in the pecking order? What matters most? Of course, love, kids, and family. We get that. We're talking about you, your priorities. How are you supposed to look after your children and your family and everything, your businesses, when you are no good? You're damaged goods. You can't do anything about it. And the thing that I was telling my mate, it's 2020. We can't change it. We're born this. We're here. Is it your fault, my fault? It is what it is. We can't keep whinging about it and carrying on about it only if this happened or that happened. It's 2020. It is what it is. Self-awareness. Okay? Be self-aware. Understand. Sometimes it's a simple thing of, am I smelling right? Am I unhygienic? Be self-aware of everything. How you speak, how you respond, what you're looking at, why you're looking at it, what are you doing every day? Maintain focus. Maintain focus. People are easy, distracted. Sorry, what would you say? On my phone and do this and do that. What's disrespectful? Lost our ways. Maintain focus so that you're on track. You're not derailing. You're not going somewhere else. Okay? If you're not interested in the conversation, switch off, move on. But don't sit there and don't have any focus or you don't know what you're doing. And be persistent. Be consistent. Persistent, consistent. Why? Because that's going to push you forward. Let me tell you this. I've had some punches come my way that greater men have laid down on the floor. I can tell you now, I speak from my heart. I speak about this because you know what? My pain became fuel. That's how I see it. Not the other way around. There is no way in the world that was going to happen, no matter what. So be persistent, be consistent, and stronger. You've got to be good enough. to go out there. You want to talk it? Walk it. You want to be it? Do it. I get so many people who send me messages saying, oh, you know what, you should have said that. And you always look angry when you speak. And I'm not angry. I'm passionate. This is my passion. I'm not going to fake. I'm not going to put the filter thing there and fluffy and bubbly and make it all ha 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 and talk shit. This is the real deal. Because if you don't accept the medicine and go forward with what I'm telling you, I'm not going to write you a story and send it on Facebook and tell you all this bullshit. It doesn't work. Take the medicine, accept who you are today and who you're trying to be. We're going through a storm. We're going through bushfires. We're going through floods, all in one. That's what we've copped, all in one. But you've got to keep going. You've got to be resilient. You've got to keep pushing. And some people say, well, I'll get to my end. I can't. You can. You actually can. And you can't give up. That's the lesson. Don't. For whatever reason, just don't. Hang in there. What you do with your pain is what's very important. That's why I shared that with you just a minute ago. It's what you do with the pain that you've been served up. Okay? Do you pass it on to someone else by being miserable and angry and hateful and spiteful and a cheater and all the stuff that goes with that? You passing the pain on to someone else? Or are you going to be the soothing medicine, the good human that people start to say, that's what I should be. That's how I should behave. That's what I need to listen to. Is that what you're going to be? Think about it. Because I promise you this, negativity breeds failure, and watch your life change. Again, drop your ego. You may need to go through some embarrassment. That's what you think it is. But I'll tell you this, it's probably not an embarrassment. It's just a lesson. And if that's what you need to go through it. But keep pushing forward. No matter what, straight through it. If it's the pain, if it's the embarrassment, it's the ego, keep going, okay? It's going to be cold. It's going to be murky. It's going to be dark. But you know what? You need to find it inside you no matter what. No matter what, you need to dig deep and find it inside you. Daily improvements, okay? Daily improvements, what are they? What are you doing every day to become better? Every day, one thing. As I said earlier, if you post one positive thing a day, okay? And I'm showing you, I've got papers here coming out everywhere because it was so hard for me to do this one today. You know why it was so hard? Because I had a little bit of a different script. It was a bit more heavy. It was a bit more thing. But I don't know how many people are ready to take the heavy stuff on. Everybody talks about, oh, I want to do this and all. But some people can't accept this stuff. And when it comes out, it's hurtful. It's painful. I put up there and I'm putting it here. I'm not going to hide from it. Save our children. Save our children from these mongrels. But are they sick people? Do they need help? That's the other flip side. Can we march together and go and get them when the lights come on? If your mother's phone was snatched off her and thrown on the floor, what would you do? Am I inciting something now? Or am I just saying? Because the real thing here is save our children. Coronavirus versus saving our children. Different conversation. It's going to be a little bit of an inside conversation about what we are planning. Because what we are planning is going to be big. It's going to be lawful. But there will be justice. And we need to be the voice for the kids that don't have one. And tonight, it's my duty to give you the rebuild. And I'm not going to ignore something that's close to my heart. So I'm going to leave you with that thought. I'm not going to go into that at the moment. But you need to change your attitude, your mental strength, and your forward progress. What does it look like? Right? What does it look like? This one is massive for me, what I'm about to tell you. And I'm hoping you're listening very well. And if somebody's out there doing whatever, I suggest you get them to listen to this one. Stop taking yourself hostage. Stop taking yourself hostage. You've hostage yourself. Release the handbrake. Press the emergency button. Free yourself. It's critical to release yourself because you know what? You've made yourself this hostage. You've created this illusion that this and that and he and she and him and her and this thing and that thing. Stop. Free yourself so you can see again. Because you get hostage, cable tied, blindfold, thing in the mouth. You can't see, you can't think. They let you hear what you want to think. Okay? Free yourself. Unhostage yourself. And in the process, free the person next to you. It could be your wife, husband, sister, brother, whatever the case is. Jump on board. Get together. It's critical. Very important here. And you know this? Because tomorrow, it's not guaranteed. Don't get cocky. I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start the diet on Monday. I'll stop taking drugs tomorrow. I'll do one more on Tuesday because Wednesday I'm going to be good. It's not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. Nobody is. Nobody is. So do it today. Do it now. Not tomorrow. Do it now. And stop acting like you know it's going to be okay tomorrow because you don't know. Okay? You don't know. And, we're blinded by the things we don't have. I want to have that thing because he's got it, she's got it, all this stuff. Do you really? You're blinded by all this. The materialistic stuff. Does it matter now? Does it matter what car you drive, what clothes you wear, what lips you've got, what bum you got, what boobs you've got, what muscles you got, what you don't have, what you got, hair, whatever. Hair, I don't, whatever. Does it matter? Or are you blinded by this stuff? Does it matter? I don't think it matters anymore. What matters now is just to simply go and have a barbecue, have a gathering, have a feast, have a proper wedding, have something nice. That doesn't matter anymore. Because the good things in life are free. There's a song about it. The best things in life are free, right? What am I talking about? Oxygen, sunshine, water, love, and manners. Free. But somewhere along this journey, we've forgotten about all that. So start to realign your thinking. And I'm hoping tonight, you're saying, this psycho, what's he talking about? But hold on a minute. He's making a little bit of sense here. Because a really big businessman that I used to protect many years ago said to me, Harry, if it makes sense, it makes dollars. And on this occasion, if it's making sense, I think it's started to trigger where you need to be and who you need to be. And control what you think of yourself. Start respecting yourself. I'll share this with you, although I wasn't going to share it. You could look at it here. I scribbled it out. I went and took my son to pick up a computer. And a lady walks in and says to the guy, I want the best camera. The guy said, sorry, what do you need? She goes, I'm doing this online. You know what? I couldn't believe it. Am I judging? No, I'm just reporting. What you think of yourself, if you need to go that low, this isn't going to go away. Men are doing it. Women are doing it. Everybody's doing it. But people are doing it because they're just following. It's like a sheep mentality. They're uncertain. That's no way forward. It's going to harm. It's going to come back and cause big harm. And now, you've got to adjust your sails, right? The wind. You're out in the ocean. You adjust the sail so you can get to where you need to go. You've got to choose what you've got to do. And this is, you're going to fight or you're going to be a victim. You can fight in a different way today. But most important, again, get your mind right. Get yourself right. Don't be the victim. There's no time. Get up. Okay? And stop wasting energy. Stop wasting your energy on rubbish. The biggest garbage is this media. The verbal diarrhea that they pour out continuously. It astounds me how people are glued to the 6 o'clock news. They're glued to what this guy said, what she said. They're all liars. They're all scammers. It's been proven. I went on a 7:30 report. I spoke because they're pointing the fingers at me again. Where you grow up, who you know, and your ethnicity. Did you see me curl up? I don't think so. So think about that part. Take action. Take action and learn. Take action, learn. Start learning. Be an action-orientated person. The big one. Another one. They're all big. Control your past. Stop rubbing salt in the wound. Stop putting, contamination in that wound that hurt you 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 days ago. It's in the past. Let it go. I talk about it. Take the trash out. Clean your act up. Don't keep bringing it up, because it's going to weigh you down. You haven't got time. And not only you haven't got time, you haven't got room for this other rubbish. Your brain responds to your attitude, right? Everything responds to the way you behave and what you do and how you want to go. Start thinking about all this. Start thinking this, okay? And putting the effort. Don't only put it in I said it earlier, put it in the cold days, the hot days, the bad days, the good days, everything. Put your effort in all the time, 24/7. Relight the fire. You know, when you relight the fire, you got to fan the fire. You got to fuel the fire. Fuel it and fan it with positivity. That's how you do it. Understand this concept. But you need to accept your faults. You need to accept your faults and fix them. And once you start fixing them, you start to put yourself back together again. That's what happens. And I'm looking here because I've got a message, a few messages. Here we go. Can you talk about some of the old stuff? You know, I've got it here because that was an earlier message that I had. And I know there's a few new people on the live. And, you know, I spoke about it last time. The battle plan. You know, if I don't rehash this to bring it to your attention yet again, because sometimes it fades, you know. This is just like a quick shot of motivation. No, it's not. This is an action plan. This is where you need to start thinking, well, what do I really need to do? Well, let me give it to you. Clear the landmines. I spoke about them. It's too late when you've stepped it. You've stepped it. You're standing there now. It's going to go boom any minute. What are those landmines? Your attitude, what you say, what you do. This includes friends, family, neighbors, and anybody that's putting them out there. It's causing you problems, causing you grief. Get away from them. Okay? The distractions, I spoke about it. The reactions. You know, you need to fight for your life. Go deep into yourself. Face your fears. Face the truth. As much as it's scary, it's going to be the truth. The truth will free you. It's a fact. That's what happens. And unnumbing yourself. When are you going to unnumb yourself? Why are you numbing yourself all the time? You know, when they have an argument with, you know, my wife's doing, not listening. That's you. Unnumb yourself. Don't act like you can't hear it or you can't see it. And the old saying, stop bullshitting yourself. Stop lying to yourself. Yes? Faith. Faith. Believe or don't believe. Have faith. Find your faith. Whatever you believe in, take the time out to meditate, to say a prayer, to say a thank you, to deliver more than you take every day from this earth. Think about that. Give more than you take, because giving is receiving. Give without remembering, but receive without forgetting. Give without remembering, and give and receive without forgetting. Remember that. Show up no matter what. No matter what, show up. Doesn't matter how bad it's been, show up. Don't curl up. Very different. Forgive. 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 Just let it go. It's the hardest thing to do. God bless the father that lost his children in New South Wales. He said, I hope God looks after him. I forgive him, the mother said, and the father. Killed their children. Hate breeds hate, which breeds negativity. And you carry that around for the rest of your life. It does nothing for you. Reward yourself. Start rewarding yourself. Start planning the night before. I talk about it. Get yourself ready the night before. Be that person you want to be. The night before. Not on the day. It's too late. It's too late. It's showtime. Yes? And you know what? I got it here, the U. I go back on and I rehash it. The U plan, right? The how. The how. The fish rots at the head. I always say it and I'll continually say it. I'll keep going on about it. Yes? And if you've got questions, keep putting them in. We've got the questions people here because I've got a couple of them here. Hold on. Here we go. Questions, they're coming through here. I've got a question here which says, and it's from Damien. What book would you recommend people read? I recently finished an extreme ownership book. You know, we do the book club, the Life of Wide book club, and I just recently finished reading, and I reread it, the 5 a.m. Club from Robin Sharma, who's my mentor and a dear friend of mine. And most recently, which I wrote the forward for, was for Jamie Totino's The Be Great book, which is in fact sitting right here in front of me. And that's something that, you know, he's a young lad, he's an old chippy, real food vending, and a fantastic book. Give you some really good stuff. But I go deep. I like to find out more about challenging myself what I read. So hopefully, Damien, that answers your question. You know, I talk about this. If you've got children, talk to your kids before the world does. Speak to your children before the world does. I've sat with you know, you call them teenagers. We've got the Young Guns program running. Issy, God bless you, my friend. We've got the Young Guns program that we put together, and Corona shut us down, but we're trying our best online and doing lots of things. But I'm speaking to people saying, but it's okay. What do you mean? The drugs are not that bad. It's not. What's so bad about it? What do you mean what's so bad about it? You think about this very carefully, how bad it really is. Oh, but if you take this, it's good for this. And if you do, nothing's good. If it's prescribed and they've told you why and understand that, I'm not going to get into being an expert medical person or whatever the case may be. But the drugs are no good for you. The drugs have killed our community. I had an argument with a call him authority. You know, he was a policeman. Right, let's get to the thing. Let's not muck around. It's raw and real. You know what I said to him? If you put so much focus on catching, you know, the guy without the mask, 40 cops, let's go and get him, neck, throat, choke, bash, kill him, do what you got to do, arrest them. Why don't you do that with the drug dealers? Why don't you do that with the people that kick people's doors in at 3 o'clock in the morning and strangle women for no reason? The rapists, the pedophiles. Why don't you put a task force like that and clean up the streets? But nah. So this is what I'm going back to. Speak to your children before the world does, before the beauty world does, before the contamination does, before the negativity creeps into them. It's your duty to make them incredible human beings, right? Rebuild them. Still do the date night. Do your best to do your date night. Break the bread. Do the normal stuff that you would normally do. Try to be that person. And this one, and I know 1 million of you sent me messages and they loved it. Head of household. Who's the head of household? Someone's got to be the boss, right? The activities, the supplies, the food and beverage, the cleaning, the entertainment, the education, the security, the finances, you know, the fitness. Head of household. That's a great one. I love that one. I keep talking about it. And another one, the don't do list. Keep the don't do list going. So many people have the to-do list. They put a to-do list out for everyone. Oh, look at the to-do list. What about the don't do list? Who's the auditor? Who's monitoring all this? Hopefully you keep doing it. And you've got to move every day. Or it's going to give us 2 hours now. Whatever. In Victoria, I'm talking about. And I should stop there and say, South Africa tonight, Hong Kong, Italy, Greece, Dubai, US, Canada, Toronto. These are the countries that I've got on tonight. These are the people that have sent me messages that were coming on. So God bless you and thank you so much. You all know who you are. We could laugh about this. But move every day. Get up and about. Do something. Get your steps up. You need to do over 10,000. You know that. Anything. Up and down the stairs, around the circles. Do whatever. You got to go around the living room. Do whatever you got to do. Don't sit still. I keep talking about it and I'll keep saying it again and again. I've got another question here. If you got those questions, just keep bringing them through. We got them here. What if I can't? Sorry. What if I can't motivate myself? What if I just can't? Sorry. What if I tried and I just can't motivate myself? You know, and that's a fair question. You've tried, but what did you try with? You know, what's trying to you? You know, everybody's try looks different, and everybody's I can't is different. So maybe look at what you tried, because what you tried then probably didn't. It's like a shoe. You tried it on, it didn't fit right. You got to get another size. You got to put it on so it gets comfortable. That's what you need to do. You got to get your mind comfortable. But remember, the growth comes when you're uncomfortable. The growth comes where you go to the fear, where you get scared, where you're not sure. So maybe try that. Maybe really step into it, because that's probably what you're going to need to do. So I've got one more from Can this be a regular feature? Yes, it can. Of course it can. This will be, and we'll have Sam Hanna back on. It's just that we were recording out of a studio and we can't now have somebody here. It was a bit difficult to get things done that way. But yes, the answer is yes, we can do that and have that going. And we'll keep this as regular as we can. In fact, we will be doing a masterclass next week, which we're going to announce from OCD to get yourself, just give you tips and things about putting yourself together and little things like that you're going to enjoy. And, the other big thing here is mental health. And I don't want to go past not mentioning mental health, because mental health is massive. It's just not one thing. It's so many things. But please understand what I'm about to tell you, and that is, it's all of our responsibilities to assist. And that's just by getting on the phone and ringing someone, then do that. If I'm not sure how it's going to look or what you want to do, or you want to go and knock on the neighbor's door and see if they're okay, then just do that. Handwrite a letter, send an email, I don't know, whatever it may be. But everybody's job is to make sure that mental health is okay. Domestic violence, I'm not going to pass that. I got asked to look at that again. It's hard at home. Some people are doing it harder than others. Some unfortunately have substance abuse and lots of things happening. I get it. But dig deep. Try to dig as deep as you can. Not try, just don't. Just don't. Don't lay hands on anyone. And if you know about it, don't sit there and take it. There's help. Get on the helpline and do the right thing and call and be that person. And, more importantly, the drug and alcohol abuse, use this time to clean up your act, not to get worse. I've got it here. I had to talk about it. I just can't think it. And, of course, finances, which causes so much grief and pain to so many people. And I said it last time. The banks are hospitals, okay? The customers have become patients, and it's just so hard for people to get their heads around it. But there is help. We've got help on our line. Australian Money Mentors. Reach out to these people. I always say money's freedom. If you look at it that way, because you got no funds, you're going nowhere in a hurry, are you? It's a big, big problem. I've got another question here. Oh, I've got one coming through the door. 1 second. I couldn't come over. Ken, legend Ken. What is the first thing you advise people to do so they get themselves on the right path? It's a great question, Ken. The first thing that I tell everyone, is be honest to yourself, right? Just to yourself. You don't have to tell anybody. Get it out of your head and put it on paper. Start. This thing, that thing, this thing. And everybody knows what they do good and everybody knows what they do bad. Okay? Start listing it down. And you know what? You start to create a path. That's what the path starts to begin. The biggest issue people have is they lie to themselves and the foundations become weak. And when the foundations become weak because of the lies and the untruth, it starts to crumble. So I'll tell you this, as hard as it is, as much as it hurts, be honest with yourself and start taking responsibility, which I call APR, absolute personal responsibility. I had another question here. There we go. Like you got helpers. Caroline, how are you celebrating date night during restrictions? It's funny, for me, I celebrate date, for me, and this is probably just me, I call date night every night because you know what? I'm blessed. I'm one of those people that my wife's a sensational cook, although I can cook a few things too, so I take that. I celebrate it every night. I treat every meal that we have as a family on the table when my wife's home as a date night, and I don't treat it as in my mind, there's no restrictions. I'm sitting at the table having rock pool. I'm having Maha there. I'll give you a shout out there, or I'm at Grady with Johnny. I'm having it on the table. Or as you know, they've done amazing things where you can order those foods that you want, bring them home, heat them up, and you're the hero. So if it's a tip, order it. If not, don't restrict yourself. Make a date night every night. That's how I treat it. So hopefully, Caroline, I can get that date night reignited in you and make sure they're all looked after. You hear about all this structure. You need structure. The situation versus me, mindset, skill set. I've got them here. The perspective. Keep moving, Keep moving forward. People are stuck. They get stuck in the mud. They get stuck in the rubbish, in the garbage that you're talking about. Have the courage to put yourself out there. Get out of this situation that you're in. Sometimes you put yourself in these situations because you poke. You look over the fence. You're nosy. You want to know what's going on. You're flickering through the phone. You're becoming something that you shouldn't be, and you all of a sudden are attracted to the negative, and it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're still going for it. You're still having a go at someone about something that's not even your problem, and you get up in the morning grumpy, busted, tired, and thinking about, shit, I shouldn't have done that. Too late. See what I'm getting at? Question, I've got another question here. So what's happened? They're coming on my Facebook. Sorry, dude. What do you think will happen after all this? Look, I don't have a crystal ball. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this is going to happen or that's going to happen. But I'll tell you one thing. I know what can happen if you don't do what I'm telling you. And again, don't listen to what I'm not telling you. I'm suggesting to you. I'm trying to guide you. I'm trying to open your eyes. I spoke to a dear friend of mine today and said, my beautiful boy has put on 7 kilos, I reckon. I said, well, it could be the growth thing or whatever. Yeah, but they don't want to get him out, kick a ball, throw the thing, do whatever, action. So what's it going to look like after all this? Things will look a little bit different. But the biggest thing we need to do is start to be humans again. Start to see each other again. You can't smile through a mask. I want to hug. I'm a hugger. I want to love her. I want to grab you, kiss you. That's the stuff that I will be encouraging and hoping that this stuff comes back, because they're the things that touch, feel, smell. They're the things that people are missing the most. And the people that are living on their own, how hard is it for them? Think about that. People said, oh, it's like the people in jail. You're in jail for a reason. Some are not. Some have been falsely accused. Let me tell you, I know I feel that. But at the end of the day, you need to dig deep. So I want to just quickly touch on a few things here. I've got 2 more messages here, but I'm just going to park them for a second. Give yourself the opportunity to find the bigger powers. Give yourself that opportunity. Start to really find out what it is. Because it's cool to be kind. It's always good to be kind. It was always cool. It was always cool to be kind. So where you can, always say spread the positivity. When you go to that place, leave it better than what it was. I run down here. I go to the river up there. I talk to everyone, drive people mad. I don't care. Mate, good morning. How are you? What's happening? How are you, mate? Good to see you. Be that person. That's what we need in this community, in this time, this pain that we're going through, right? And the little acts of kindness. I said this story last time. Somebody in the apartment block that I live put little thumb things in there so nobody cops the corona, and somebody put Easter eggs out, and then somebody done this, and another person done that. People are bringing people's food inside, bringing the newspaper in, all the little things, taking your neighbour's bins in, out, whatever. Small acts of kindness will go a long way. The coffee shop we go to, there's 1,000 poster notes, free coffee on me, or whatever the case is, buy one, get one, whatever. Do it. Find it inside you. But a really big one here is you need to find what's going to change your mindset, okay? Because what works for me may not work for you. It may be that you want to chant, you want to sing, you want to dance. It may be that you want to sit in silence. It may be that you don't like reading. Then get Audible. Get somebody to read it for you. You may love sugar but can't handle salt. You see the difference? But either or. This is all the stuff you need to find yourself. But I'm going to tell you this. Through this process, look around. Who was for you? Who was with you? Who stood by you? Who called you? Who didn't? How did it work? Who reached out? And remember, it's not about judging them, because you don't know what they're going through either. Maybe you didn't call them. Don't just wait for them to call you. Everybody's got a different pain. Everybody's going through something that nobody else knows. Some are brave enough to talk about it. Some put it up on Facebook. Look what happened to me, this thing, that thing. Others never talk about it. So don't be quick to judge because you just never know. But I will say this to you. If you're going to continually hang around the negativity, it's going to become a failure. So there's a couple of things here I wanted to just touch on. And I always talk about them, and I love bringing this up. And that is, fill the holes that you dug. So go back and fill up the holes that you dug. Build the bridges that you burnt. Yes? You know, lots of people meet, very few connect. Understand that. Lots of people meet, very few connect. Understand what that means. Inspire yourself. Fire up. Yes? Get back on course. Get back on track. Doesn't matter what it looks like. And again, the big one, what keeps you up at night? What's keeping you up at night? We've got the obvious stuff, but start dealing with the other stuff that's keeping you up at night. That stuff that's deep, that's inside you. Okay? Your habits, your plans, your action plan, get it going. Tough talk, deep dive. Tough talk to yourself. You look at yourself every day. And then if you've got an idea and if you've incubated it, maybe it's time to release it. You're going to write that book, write that song, sing that song, ring that person, date that person, plan this business, do this thing, whatever it was. You've got ample time to get things done. Others that are working in other states and people that are still going, God bless you. Good luck to you. But don't forget what's inside you. You need to bring it out. Stop holding it. Stop holding it. Don't wait for tomorrow and the next day and this thing. So I've got another question here. What is that? I started a business. Do you think I should still continue it? You started a business, should you continue it? You know that answer. I can't answer that for you, So yes, 100% continue it. I mean, have the guts. If it's not working, amputate, remove, cut, get on with it. What do you want me to say to you? Just had another one come through here. Thank you for, I'll blow my own trumpet here. Thank you for the inspiration. Thank you for doing it every day. I said I'm going to do a video every day back in March. And I did it every single day until it reopened. And I stopped when it reopened. And I said, I'll keep doing them again and again and again. and what draws your motivation? My motivation, I can't sit still. My wife goes bananas. I can't sit and watch a movie because I'm always moving. I don't know whether I got that thing, that disease thing that you're moving, whatever. Something comes to my mind, I need to write it down, I need to put it in my thing, I need to plan it, I need to think about it. But I do also know when to switch off. But one thing, my motivation keeps coming because I don't do negative, no matter what. Not interested. Not going to happen. So, can you reckon who's your favorite motivational speaker? Okay. Can you recommend and who is your motivator? Look, there's so many different people that do so many different things. Okay, so for me, a guy that blessed me and I felt very connected to, hence why he is my mentor, and that's Robin Sharma. I like his learnings. I like the way he operates. I enjoy the way he pushes forward and the things that he does. But there's an enormous amount of people, and my recommendation to you would be explore. Go out there and explore. Go on YouTube and just put in there motivational speaker or motivation success, whatever, and start to get yourself into something that really starts to trigger you. Because a lot of you may be triggered by a sportsman, you may be triggered by an activist, whatever it may be. I'm not going to go into it and contaminate it for you, but you need to find it for yourself. And when you do, it starts to trigger you, and you start to go to places. So, Life Worldwide, yes, we mentor, we help businesses, we do an enormous amount of things. It's a blessing for us to be able to give you so much and as much as we can when we can. We're going to continue this. I said we're going to keep giving you. This is sweat equity. We're going to keep pumping videos, keep telling you, keep giving. If you're not a member, join it. We haven't been able to launch it the way we want. Our lunch and learn, our ladies' lunch, our young guns, our millionaire millennials. We had so much happening, and it will still happen. Make no mistake of all that. And thank you to all our partners, our people that support us, who love us. And the greatest thing you can do for us is please subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can get that up and going. Because I'm starting to get people from all around the world that watch it on Facebook and whatever. They want to share it. And some people don't have Facebook. So, if you can subscribe on that, it'd be the greatest thing you can do for us. That's all we ask. And, share it. Share what we're talking about. And hopefully that tonight, it's giving you just that little bit of a rebuild. I didn't want to come in like that. I couldn't tell you the week that I've had with dealing with so many people that are, struggling. But tonight I just turn it down a little bit just to give you something to go away with. And hopefully you can tomorrow wake up and say, you know what, I'm going to do that. And tonight you go to bed and become the person that you want to be the night before, as I said to you. So I did have one more question here. That is, sorry, I've doubled them up. If I'm surrounded by negativity, well, and I know it's easy for me to say, well, cut it, move it, whatever. And I think I'm reading into that message. I'm not going to mention the name. If your home is negative for lots of reasons, and that could be substance abuse, as I said earlier, and that's alcohol and drugs, or it could be abuse, it could be whatever, as hard as this may be, depending on how serious it is, you may have to pull that trigger, and that trigger is 000. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you something different, okay? So if it's something that's really affecting you and you can't do it anymore, please ring 000 or a helpline, or after this, send me a message and let me just see what I can do. But I'm not the expert, but I know one thing. I won't back off, and I'll help you as best as I can and give you as much as I can. So based on that, I want to wish you a fantastic night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your time's precious, and please be an incredible human being. Spread the love. Be amazing. And you know what? We will get through this no matter what. And it is probably us versus them. But remember, it's you versus you before anything else happens. So have a blessed night. Be incredible. Share this if you can. And God bless you. Good night.